I wasn't naturally talented, I would say. It was more just like I loved the hard work. So I saw like I said, the correlation between putting in the hard work and I think
A result.
yeah, that just like drove me to be a runner. It's the ups and the downs, and I think it's like part of the story of the career. I think if you had a career, obviously, like, you know, that just went like this, it would be not boring, but it's almost like you have to enjoy the journey rather than the race. I just thought it was going to be, you know, like, exactly. You always think as an athlete, it's going to be like that. And every year you're going to get PB, every year it's going to be better than the one before. But it's never, it's not like that. So if I could go back, I don't think I would change anything because, like I said, I've learned to like enjoy the journey no matter what happens. But I think I would prepare myself for that, just to tell the younger me that that can happen.
Well, welcome to PUMA's podcast, Go Wild. And it's the show where we have the opportunity to chat to some of our trailblazers, both from the world of sport and from culture. It'll give us the opportunity really to delve into their, hopefully, wild side and see exactly what made them the champions they are today. I'm Colin Jackson and I'm your host, and I have the greatest pleasure to be interviewing Charlotte Purdue. Now, Charlotte's been around since she was a teenager in the world of distance running. I've known you for that long. And also setting national records, etc., etc. We're just going to chat. So, yeah, we'll explore. Happy?
Yeah, happy, yeah, ready.
So, Charlotte, let's start from the very beginnings then. I mean, I did mention in the intro that I've known and watched your development as a kid, right, all the way through. And it's just been phenomenal. The rise has just been incredible. But it's never always been easy. So let's just talk about, first of all, you getting into the sport of running.
Yeah, so I got into the sport of running at school. I didn't actually choose to get into running. I just turned up to school one day and there was like a school cross-country race and my friends had written my name down kind of as a joke.
Your friends?
Yeah, my friends, yeah. So I came back and they were like, oh, you're doing the school cross-country. And I was like, okay, fine. So I did it and I came, I think, 6th, and the top 6 went to represent the school at the district champs. So I went along to the districts and yeah, I just found that I really liked it. Came about 16th out of about 30 people, so I didn't win. And a coach came up to me at the end and he said, I saw how you started at the back of the field, worked your way through, and he was like, I think you've got potential to be a good runner. And I was like, oh, okay, I've never really thought about running before. So I went along to the club and then, yeah, just took it from there, really. I just really enjoyed the social side of it more than the actual training.
Yeah.
But then I saw like a correlation with when I did the races, the more that I trained, the better I got. And then I just became addicted to like training. I was like, I love this.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, and I think it was just like, I wasn't naturally talented, I would say. It was more just like, I loved the hard work. So I saw like I said, the correlation between putting in the hard work and I think
A result.
yeah, that just like drove me to be a runner. So
Were you were you any good at any other sports?
no, I was,
No,
honestly,
seriously. Yeah.
no, I was like, I used to do the other sports for fun. I was like never the kind of kid that would just sit around and watch TV. I always wanted to be outside doing sport, but I think I was in like the E team of netball, the C team of hockey. Yeah. I did like a bit of everything, but I was never like, you wouldn't look at me and say, oh, she's going to be naturally gifted at swimming or anything. I was just doing it for fun. So I think the running was the first time where I actually saw that the more that I did it, the better I got. And I think obviously getting the results as a kid, you kind of see that you're maybe going to be good at something. So I was like, oh, this could be quite cool, yeah.
I'm giggling to myself now, right? Because remember you said you started because they entered you in cross country. I was thinking they would be my ex-friends if they did
I know.
That's the first thing. And the second thing, I'll be thinking, oh, if I can't go all that way to get the same medal as somebody who's just dashing down the one straight thing. I mean, did you ever think of any way that slightly bit of envy, the fact that you had to work so hard compared to somebody else?
Honestly, like the first time I went to the club and I started doing track training, I said to the coach, he was there, I was like, I think I want to be an 800 meter runner.
Yeah.
And he literally laughed at me and he was like, you'll never be an 800 meter runner. He was like, you're just so much better at longer. You're going to be a marathon runner. And I was like, oh, I want to be 800 meters because that was like, I thought that was a cool event.
Yeah.
That 2 laps, you're done. You get to do like kind of endurance, kind of speed training. And I was like, that's the event for me. But it like chose me, the marathon. I didn't choose it, honestly.
I love the way you say that the marathon chose you. What was it? What was the draw? Is it the fact that you can put in the work so you get the results? Or is it just like, you know what? I enjoy the liberty of just running.
I think I enjoy like the training. I honestly like hard work now. I think I love like pushing myself every day, and like the harder the workout that my coach sets me on, the better.
Yeah.
If I have like a taper week for the marathon, it's like my worst nightmare.
Really?
Yeah, like most people look forward to that. I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is terrible. Like this week's like a recovery week for me, and I'm like, oh, this is just the worst week ever. I just enjoy like the hard grind. Like I think it's obviously something strange that's going on in my brain, but I don't know. Just I do enjoy it in a weird way.
Well, I know your coach very well, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Purdue. I no, goodness.
He's been around a while.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to think, how long have I known Nick for? Most probably since I was 19. So that's nearly 40 years.
Oh.
It's a long time, yeah. So I understand. And you've been with him all your career? Virtually, yeah.
Virtually, yeah. I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, I had a junior coach, and then I moved to Nick. Yeah, I've been with him over 10 years now.
And it's good to have that experienced head around you, isn't it? Because he's been there for so many great distance runners.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I moved to Nick, I was kind of like, I wanted a coach who'd had that experience. And I was looking, I didn't really, well, he's obviously Australian. So it does, people always ask me, like, does it work? Because obviously I'm not living in Australia, but I do go over there.
Yeah.
And it seems to work really well. Like, obviously sets me training, we know each other, so I can just crack on with the training, and then I go over there. So it's kind of like, it does work well, even though some people think you have to have your coach there all the time. I guess it's different for like track events where it's more technical, maybe like your event.
Yeah.
But for my event, he kind of just will set me, I don't know, 8 times 1 kilometer on a Tuesday, and I'll just crack on, get it done, send in the times, and then we'll adjust the rest of the week, that kind of thing. So it works really well.
What is good, I can see already just by sitting here and then just chatting to you, and the sense of you're not going to just take a fast route. So whatever's necessary, you will do the work. So hence the reason why the relationship with you and Nick works so well, because he knows what he sets gets done.
I think honestly, it's like mostly trying to hold me back. That's what he says. It's like he never, he's mostly trying to tell me to do less.
Yeah. Relax.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's mainly his role now.
Yeah, it is. Now, I always kind of think of marathon running. All right, forgive me.
That's all right.
Yeah, already you're going, all right, Colin, okay.
I was just wondering what's going to come out now.
Forgive me now, forgive me. But I always think of marathon running as a test, not of just physical endurance, but mental endurance, because there's so many different stages. This is somebody who's never run one, remember? Right? Who's posing this question to you. Like, I feel when I watch marathon running, there's so many different stages in the race where all sorts of stuff can go wrong. You could miss your hydration point at some stage, which has a knock-on effect there. You know, your mind starts wandering because you're in a pack where you feel like I've gone too quickly, or I'm just tired, am I right?
Yeah, you're very right, yeah.
So, how do you handle all that side of marathon running? Because it's very different to training and racing.
Yeah, I think as well, the hardest thing for me is that you do so much training for one day. So when it goes right, it's amazing, because you know that you can look back and all this hard work for this one day has gone right, and you're like, oh, this is great, all worth it. But then when you have days like I did yesterday, you work so hard for this one day and it's not gone right, and you don't have anything to show for your hard work until the next marathon. But you can't do a marathon like every single week.
No.
Whereas like track events, you can go every single week, do this. Exactly, yeah. The marathon, like you're committing to one specific day. So like you said, even in the race, you can arrive to the start line, best shape ever, something can go wrong, and you're just kind of scratching your head like, oh, I didn't train for that. But so that's the hardest thing for me, is more that side of it rather than the actual training. I enjoy the hard training, but it's more
So resilience, when we use the word resilience, I mean, when we talk about high performance marathon runners, you've got to have so much of that.
Yeah, you do,
Because the jeopardy is huge. 4 months, 5 months, graft.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, you go into the bathroom, you stub your toe.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like it's something you've done.
I've done everything else but that. But yeah.
So how do you kind of like fixate your brain and get yourself through that? Because surely time after time, when it keeps hitting you like that, there's got to be an occasion when you go, do you know what? I'm not sure if it's worth all this effort anymore. Surely.
Honestly, I've retired about 5 times. But like I said, it keeps pulling me back because I just love the training and everything about it. And like I said, when it does go well those days, it's all worth it. And obviously there are races along the way, like I do half marathons, 10Ks, but it's not the same because they're usually in preparation for the marathon.
Right.
But yeah, in my career, I've probably had like 5 really good marathons that I can think were like amazing days. And they're the days that I work so hard for every day.
Yeah.
So I know that I've obviously had probably about 5 real terrible ones too, but it's the ups and the downs. And I think it's like part of the story of the career. I think if you had a career, obviously, like, you know, that just went like this, it would be not boring, but it's almost like you have to enjoy the journey rather than the race.
Yeah.
Because if you get so fixated on one day, then yeah, like you said, it just, yeah.
You have run marathons on all different continents, you know, Asia, Europe, US, etc., etc. I mean, are there any significant differences in preparation for those particular environments?
Yeah, I trained for a marathon in Doha at the World Champs. Yeah, it was an experience. I'm not sure I would do it again.
Really? Yeah. Okay,
yeah, it was. The training was fine. I was training in a heat chamber, and I thought I was prepared. But on the actual day, I was not prepared. It was something else. It was so hot. So that was, yeah. It was just. I think it was about 43 degrees. It was just so hot, and I just couldn't. My stomach was in pieces because I drank so much of this like sodium drink to try and keep hydrated.
Yeah,
but I didn't think about the fact that my stomach would be, because I never do that for other marathons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an experience. But other places I've been, like Japan, absolutely love racing there. The Japanese people love marathon running.
They're a distance, don't they?
Yeah, they love it. So you get massive crowds for like small events. It's like crazy how many people come out, and just the culture of running there is, yeah, really good. So I love going there.
I'd have to say, and how about the UK? Do you know?
No, I do love running in the UK. Like the London Marathon is unbelievable. Like the crowds there are so good. And yeah, I think in the UK, running is definitely on the up. When I go places now, like everyone seems to run, whereas when I started running, I feel like it was almost like an uncool sport to do.
Yeah.
But now it's like cool to run. Like there's run groups everywhere. Like everyone runs. Like it's a cool sport now, which is good because yeah, like now I do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm a runner.
Yeah.
But before you kind of like hid that you're a runner because you were like, oh, this isn't a cool sport. But yeah, now it is.
Certainly UK's women's marathon running is just on the up and up.
Yeah.
I mean, does that excite you? How competitive it is?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's so many people, stepping up to a marathon. Like Ailish McColgan made her debut yesterday, which is exciting. And I think the more of us that do it, the better, really, because it just drives you to keep getting better and better. So yeah, I think it's great.
Now, you know, the title of our podcast is, you know, Go Wild, right?
Yeah.
It said. Now, I remember I watched Paula Radcliffe run, and she broke one of the records. And then I went to meet her in the apartment in there. And the race was still on the TV. Other people were still running. She was upstairs. She was cooking pasta for everybody.
Really?
Yeah, right? Yeah, she was, yeah. And I was thinking, you've just run like 2:16, I think you are, something like this. And here now cooking pasta, right? I thought that was pretty wild, right? Yeah. Is there anything that you do pretty wild after you run?
No, honestly, I never sleep after a race. I don't know about you, but after competitions, I can never sleep. I just feel like I'm wired. All the caffeine, and you just keep thinking about everything. And so I never sleep. So it's always an all-nighter, but I usually just lie in bed, thinking about stuff. And I don't do anything wild, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for you then, outside of that, we would still touch on the wild side. Is there anything else in you that you would think to yourself, people may not know that about me?
When I was younger, I used to do, it's not really that wild, but I used to do ballet. I got to like grade 6, so I was pretty good at it. I used to do like tap dancing, like jazz dancing and ballet to grade 6. So completely unrelated to running. But every time I see a physio now and they look at my ankles, they're like, oh, you got hypermobile ankles. You used to be a ballet dancer. I was like, yep.
Yes.
But yeah, that's not so wild, but
I think that is.
you think it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing. I could do that. Come doing a little bit of dance myself in the time. I kind of get
Oh, cool.
and also the range of movement that ballet creates. Have you still got that kind of?
No, and no.
Straight away,
I
you're
was
like,
gonna say,
no.
I thought you were gonna ask like no flexibility, like real stiff muscles now. Like, yeah, honestly, except for my ankles, you wouldn't know. Yeah, but I used to do it. Yeah.
If we look about racing and competition now, when you start to have your targets in mind, who sets that program for you? Do you have a sense of, I need that now before I'm going to compete there?
Yeah, so every year I always want to do London Marathon.
So that's
like,
always hit on the hit list.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much a given.
Yeah.
Because it's like the main goal of my, I just love it. So I try to do it every year if I can. Some years it doesn't work, but most years I try to do that. And then if there's like a world champs or a big championships that I want to qualify for, then I might do that. But obviously with the marathons, you've got the majors.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tick off all 6. I've done 3. So I'm going to try and do a couple more of them before I retire. But yeah, once you figure out which marathon you're going to do, you kind of just work back and think like, do I need a half about 5 weeks out? Probably. And then, 10K might get chucked in there. Unfortunately, I don't know if I like that. But yeah, so it kind of works like that really. And then after the marathon, there's like a period of like time where you're not building up for another one straight away, and you can kind of do races for fun. So if there's a 10K or a half that I want to do, I'll just ask if I can do it and then just do it for fun. Or it's never really like a serious race. I feel like now I've fully moved to the marathon. The marathons are like the only serious race that I'll probably target.
Yeah.
Just because I'm more of a marathon runner than a half. Some people can do both really well, but I feel like I'm more marathon now. Yeah.
Park that.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm all slow twitch, so I think I just focus on the marathon and then work around that.
So when you'll laugh when I say this now, right? When a marathon runner goes on holiday, does the marathon go on holiday as well? And you pack everything, or do you go, I gotta go out for a bit of a run?
No, I have to go for a bit of a run. I mean, just a couple of miles. I do get like worse if I don't run, as in like my muscles do feel worse. But it's just like an easy 20 to 30 minute run every day or something like that. Yeah.
You're talking to me now.
Would you do that?
No.
Nothing.
Keep going. 20 to 30 minute run. I'll be like, if I need to go somewhere in 20 or 30 minutes, I'm in a car.
Really?
These, I'll make it. Yeah.
Really? Do you think you'd ever run a marathon?
Oh, that's a question.
Is it like something that you think like I really want to do it one day, or you just like, no, I never want to do it?
Yeah. Do you know what? There was 3 things I wanted to do. Maybe this will answer the question. There's 3 things. I wanted to fly on Concorde.
Yep.
Wanted to go on the QE2.
Yeah.
And run a marathon.
Really?
Yeah. I've done 2.
Oh, cool.
And I'm kind of happy with 2.
So you got to run a marathon now.
I've got to try it.
You got to do London as well.
It would be. London would be the one for me. I think, what would be, do you know, you get a little bit of this as well. I guess, you know, when you do things at a certain level and your expectations are really pretty strong. So I'd be going to myself, well, I want to get into 3 hours. See, you're laughing because you're going to me. I've got no chance. Got it right. Got it. That's in 3 hours, right? But in my head, that's what I'd be doing. So I'd be trying to prepare for that type of thing. And then I feel like I'd be bitterly disappointed coming across the line in 6 hours and 10.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be. I feel like you're a pretty good level athlete that you can train. It's more just like I said, the fast twitch, slow twitch.
Yeah,
hard
I'd have
to
to do
develop.
a little bit of exchanging.
Yes, but you could definitely do it. I think you should definitely do it.
Okay, definitely do it. All right, talking about definitely do it, I got some quick fire questions for you here now.
Yep.
As I'm rummage through my pile of questions here for you. Right, you ready for this?
Yep.
You nervous?
Yep.
Okay, good, because you should be. Right, here we go. What's your favourite, your ultimate favourite post-race treat?
Okay, so my training partners all know this as well. They always buy it from me. Do you know that Biscoff spread? Yeah.
naughty.
I literally just eat that all the time.
the time,
Yeah. Every single marathon or something, my friends will like bring it to me.
Yeah.
Because I can't have it in the house. Yeah. But I just love it. It's just so good.
Yeah, I'm not denying.
I don't put it on anything. It's just like, just that.
Okay.
It's so sweet, but yeah.
Yeah. And it's post-race, right?
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
You deserve a treat, man. You deserve it. Okay, if you weren't a runner, what would you be doing?
So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Legally Blonde, you know, the movie. So I wanted to be like Elle Woods, so a lawyer. I went to university and did a history degree with the intention of then doing law.
Yeah.
But then the running took over. So I really wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger, just because of that movie.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, super random.
It's what inspires you, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like you're inspiring other young runners now. Yeah, that inspires you. Okay, what's the weirdest thing you thought about during a long run? Do you know me? Right, I'm going to eggs. I'll buy some eggs. I need some cheese. And then hopefully the run's done and I'll look at my watch and it's like, it's only 3 minutes. So, come on, for you, what's it?
Yeah, I think about such random stuff when I'm running, like literally anything can run through my mind. Like I never actually, on a long run, I don't, because I've got like over 2 hours of thinking.
Yeah.
Can't remember everything, but I do my best thinking when I'm running. And I don't listen to music. I just like to be out there just running and like thinking about stuff. So yeah, honestly, anything like, I need to get petrol or something like that.
It's just like those mundane things,
yeah,
isn't it?
nothing important
Yeah.
and stressful. Just
Just
daily life things.
daily life stuff. All right. A treadmill or outdoors?
Definitely outdoors. Yeah, I do actually love running on the treadmill, especially in the winter in the UK, because I do 2 runs a day. In the afternoon for the evening run, it's usually just an easy 8K, like recovery run.
Just easy, okay.
So I do it on the treadmill because of like, I just find it easier to just, switch off, run on the treadmill. But anything over that, not really. I love to go outside, yeah.
In the rain?
Yeah, go outside in the rain, yeah. If it's really, really bad weather, I'll probably be in Australia. But in the UK winter, I try to escape.
Yeah.
But if it's really bad weather, I probably would go on the treadmill. But yeah, outside's preference.
It's preference.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Best race destination for food after you've finished across the finish line. So which race would you go to and go, oh yeah, can't wait?
I did Boston Marathon a couple of years ago, and there was a cheesecake factory after, right after the finish. So I went straight there and just got the birthday cake cheesecake. It was really good.
I absolutely love that. Okay, you mentioned it right at the beginning that you did a bit cross country because your friends kind of entered you in that. So, God, they would be my ex-friends. Anyway, yeah. So, what's your favourite cross country event?
I won the European Cross as a junior, and that was a good day for me. I loved it. It was in Portugal, so the weather wasn't that bad, and it was like a pancake flat.
So nice.
Yeah, nice grass. So it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
So that was my favourite cross country event, I'd say.
And then when you won that one itself, did you ever think to yourself, oh, actually, do you know what? Maybe I'm just going to stick around this kind of distance and not shift up?
Well, yeah, that distance was actually really short. It was like 4K because it was junior race.
Yeah.
I look back now and it was like 12 minutes of running. I'm like, how did I do that? Like, honestly, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
So short.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I couldn't go back to that now.
No,
Long gone.
Yes, it's tough, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Because it was the kind of foundations, I guess.
Oh,
isn't it?
definitely,
And
yeah.
that's always got to be important in the world of sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. Right, moving on. Do you believe in superstitions or rituals before a race?
I used to, but now, like, anything goes. I think I've had so many, like I've said before, so many ups and downs that I just can't have superstitions because I would have so many. I wouldn't actually get to the start line. So I think like now I just have to be so relaxed about it. I'm like, anything can happen. Everything has happened. So yeah.
One of my mates, who's a international footballer, he used to do a headstand, stand on his head. He had to stand on his head for 90 seconds before he would go out and play.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was if we didn't just have to do it again?
He just do it time after time. I didn't have anything like that. Definitely didn't have it. But yeah, I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, that's right too. Good. I'd like yours as well. Yeah. Right. Most unexpected lesson running taught you.
Oh, yeah, like I said before, I wasn't expecting so many setbacks. I just thought it was going to be, like, exactly. You always think as an athlete it's going to be like that. And every year you're going to get PB. Every year it's going to be better than the one before. But it's never, it's not like that. So if I could go back, I don't think I would change anything because, like I said, I've learned to like enjoy the journey no matter what happens. But I think I would prepare myself for that, just to tell the younger me that can happen, just so you're kind of prepared.
And so what advice would you give that younger me? Yeah, generally across from where you are today.
I think, to enjoy the journey and not put pressure on yourself, that when it does go wrong, you can bounce back and that it is part of the story, rather than like the first time something went wrong, I might have been like distraught for days. Whereas now I'm like, I don't brush it off because obviously it's serious, but I'm like, exactly. But I'm kind of like more relaxed about it now because I know that around the corner there's another opportunity. There's always another race. There's so many marathons that you can do. So like, I would just...
Yeah, no, fair. So as a role model in long distance running, lots of young women and men will look up to you, because of what you've gone through, basically, and you return time after time after time. I mean, do you feel that has added pressure to you and to your performances?
No, I'd say like more motivation. Like,
right.
Obviously I can't change what has happened, but I just kind of think it's hopefully inspires people to keep coming back, and that, like I said before, it's not going to be a smooth road all the time. And I think that's just realistic. It's real life. It is kind of relatable, which is good, I guess. So I hope it does inspire people.
Do you mind being a role model?
No, I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you got a favourite shoe that I should wear now?
Well, I think I always say this to Adam. If I was an everyday runner, I think I would just go for the carbons every day, like the fast R3s.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't know, you can just feel good every day.
Yeah.
But obviously, injury risk, you've got to wear some more stability shoes too. But the fast R3 every day.
Noted. Thank you. But trust me, you've inspired me today already. Yeah, you absolutely have. Charlotte, it's been a huge pleasure catching up with you.
Thank you.
And best of luck for the up and coming competitions.
Thanks.
Thank you.